Hey bookworms! So I finally managed to get my hands on Scarlet by Marissa Meyer and I am super excited about this. I can't wait to get started. Now Scarlet is actually a sequel to a book called Cinder, which I read last year, and I couldn't wait for the sequel to come out. But if you've watched my previous video or the one before that, I'm not sure, you may know that I kind of had some difficulties getting my hands on it, but now I have it, so I'm probably going to read it after I finish Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. Now, this series of books is kind of loosely based around fairy tale characters, and the first one is based on Cinderella, with a character called Cinder who's a cyborg, and as you may assume from the title, this one is based on Red Riding Hood. Now, from the blurb, I gather that Scarlet and her friend called Wolf, who apparently is a street fighter, apparently Scarlet's grandmother has gone missing, so they kind of go out searching for her grandmother, while Cinder from the previous book kind of breaks out of prison and is on the run from the Queen. And that's all kind of tying into the first book, so if you haven't read the first book, don't worry if this sounds a bit strange to you, because it does tie in. And I think they kind of run into each other and the story goes from there, so I'm really excited to read this book. I've heard really good things. So that's that one, but also I bought a couple more books today. While I was in Croydon, I popped into the Works. Now, if you're in England, you're probably quite familiar with the Works. It's basically just a discount bookshop, but it's so amazing. You can get really good books for really cheap. I think I got the Hunger Games trilogy for £5, like all three of them for a total of £5. It's amazing. So I actually wanted to buy a book called The Secret Circle, and I went into Waterstones and they didn't have it in there, but I went into the Works and they did have it. We found it in there, but they didn't have it by itself. They had it as a set of 3 books. Now, this set of 3 books is all by L.J. Smith. And as you can see, it has The Vampire Diaries, Night World, and The Secret Circle. And this box set was £5.99. So I was expecting to pay like £5, £6, £7 just for the Secret Circle book. So I kind of thought, well, paying £5.99 for 3 books, I'm basically getting 2 free. So I'm not really losing out. So yeah, I'm going to read these ones at some point in my life. So The Secret Circle is basically about a character called Cassie, who I believe moves homes and kind of makes friends with a few shady people who she thinks they're shady, but it turns out that she's a witch and she's like the final person in their like circle, so she completes it. And I don't know, I watched the TV show, I really loved it, and I wasn't aware there were books until recently. But I'm quite excited to read these, so I will probably get started on that soonish. I think there's 3 books by L.J. Smith, and I believe they were written in like 1992. But I think there was 3 more books written in like 2010 by someone different, but they're also in the Secret Circle trilogy. So I'm not sure if I'm going to read those. It might be a bit weird having 2 different authors, but we'll see. If I enjoy the series enough, I might move on to them. But the other 2 in this are Night World, and the blurb doesn't really give much away. It just seems to be a story about vampires and werewolves and witches and dark creatures, apparently. So I'm not entirely sure what this book is about at all, but my friend Molly, who I was with today, said that she read it, she quite enjoyed it, so I'll give that a go at some point. And the third book is The Vampire Diaries, and again, I wasn't sure this was a book. I just saw the TV show and assumed that was it, but the blurb doesn't really give much away, so I'm kind of going by the TV show here, but it's kind of about a character called Elena who meets a character called Stefan, and she's like attracted to him and kind of drawn to him, and then kind of realises that he's a vampire, and I don't know, they get into all sorts of trouble with his sort of friends being vampires and everything. So I don't know, I'm not sure if I'm going to read this because I kind of got slightly bored with the Vampire Diaries TV show, so I'm probably thinking it's going to take quite a lot of more effort to read the book, so I might read it, I might not, I'm not sure. But the last thing I've got to show you isn't a book, it's actually a bookmark. Now, I went to an observatory today for a school trip because in my physics we do a section on astrophysics, and the video probably won't show this up very well, but it's kind of like holographic. Like the planets look 3D and it's just amazing. I saw it and it just mesmerised me. And also on the back it has like all their information. It's got like the diameter and the mass and like all that sort of stuff. So being a physics nerd like me, that really excited me. So yeah, today I managed to get 4 books and a bookmark. But to be honest, it all came quite cheap, so I didn't spend that much money. So it's good book buy, I think. Okay, I should be posting a video soon on the Harry Potter book. I think I am going to do a review. It's taken me quite a long time to read them. Not because it's boring. I don't know. It's never taken me this long to read a book this short before. I don't know what's taking me so long. But I will post that video soon and I will see you guys then. Bye.